All right, welcome to your yoga. I'm Brittney. I have no Robin with me today, obviously, so you'll be watching me do a lot of the flow. I want 2 blocks, and tonight we're actually going to start. Why don't we do this? We'll start in an Egyptian pillow. So we'll go block lengthwise across your back, and then the second block, I like either the top being like on the highest height, or you can go medium height. And what you'll do is scooch away from the block, lean yourself down so that that first block hits you right into your upper back, and your second block will be underneath your head. So I don't want it too far down where you feel super archy in your low back. And you can always play with what your legs are doing here. So you can have your knees pointing up towards the sky with your feet out, or your toes wide, knees in. Or you could do the opposite and go feet together, knees out. If that feels just like too much, you want to go with your legs straight out, that is perfectly fine too. With your arms, take them all the way out to the side if you've got the space, or you can leave them down low, closer towards your body. Take a deep breath in. Once you get settled, you can rock on the blocks a bit just to feel even more grounded. Take a breath out. Breathe again in through your nose. Feel your ribs lift off the block, off your chest. Take an open mouth exhale. Let everything decompress. Again, big breath in. And exhale. Settle on the blocks, close your eyes if that helps you dive inward. Notice how with your whole entire rib cage propped up on a block, same with your head, how exposed you might feel across your chest, and even a little more vulnerable in your low ribs and your belly. Maybe even into your heart if your arms are outstretched. I want you to start to break through the tension, break through the barriers in your front body, just beginning with your breath. Inhaling for a count of 4. And exhaling for a count of 4. Let your day melt off of you. And begin this ever ongoing practice of being present in your body with your breath, letting your thoughts come in, acknowledge them, and then let them go. Little non-attachment. Take one more moment here to just settle in. Then bring your arms all the way down by your side. Take a deep breath in, reach your arms up overhead so your hands are over your face, and then take them all the way back so your arms are framing your face right by your ears. When you breathe out, cactus your elbows out wide, drag your elbows down. Keep your forearms as parallel to the floor as possible. That'll keep your chest really open. You can hang out at a spot that feels really good. You can keep reaching and keep pulling down with your elbows. Staying active in your hands. It's like you're doing a snow angel, but a little differently, with the elbows bending. Notice how it feels in your back and in your spine when you reach all the way up overhead. If your ribs are lifting off your chest, can you slowly engage your belly, bring your low ribs down? Feel that contrast, the ribs down, the fingers reaching up. Keep your breath as smooth as possible, but when you take that breath in, notice how your ribs want to flare open and give you room for air. Then with your exhale, you can bring them down. Maybe you feel this tension all along underneath your arm and into your lats and your triceps. Stay wherever you're at, maybe with the elbows down for just 2 more rounds of breath. Last one. Let your forearms get heavier towards the floor. Then bring your arms down by your sides. Use your hands for balance. Bend your knees, plant your feet down, roll over onto one of your sides, just being really mindful of where the blocks are and where your head is. Just stay on your side while you scoot your blocks out of the way, just in front of your head or whatever. Staying in side lying, notice how you feel. If you feel like you need some flexion, you can hug yourself in, or if you want to feel that arch, notice what that's like. And then slowly make your way all the way onto your back. With your feet planted right behind your hips, you can reach your arms down towards your heels. They don't have to touch, but keep your feet hip width distance apart. Feel the lift of your toes, spread them out and lower them down, and press into your low back. Feel your pubic bone lift up. Notice your low belly drawing down towards your spine. Then rock your hips forward and back, just tilting slowly, feeling the arch. Know that with a neutral low back, your spine actually has a slight curve down underneath here. It's like a little tunnel where your low back is and a tunnel where your neck is. So when your back is flat on the floor, you're engaging the front body. So let's press the low back down. Start to peel your hips up, push down into your feet, let your upper back lift, followed by your mid upper back, right? And then shuffle your shoulder blades underneath you. Press down into the ground with your arms. Keep your chin off your chest. Your throat is open. Take a breath in. Notice if your hips are level. One might dip down than the other. Take a small pause as you squeeze your glutes. Keep lifting your pubic bone up towards the sky so your low back is lengthy. You're not just arching into your low back here. Right? Pubic bone just as high as your knees. Take one more breath in. Go with a really slow exhale to roll your spine down notch by notch. Take your time. It should be slow. And then your sacrum lands and you're back in neutral spine. Try that all again, this time with the breath. Inhale, push into the feet. Lift up your pelvis and your spine. Exhale, slowly roll yourself down. 2 more. Inhale, peel your hips up. Notice that stretch you get across your hip flexors. And exhale, roll it all down. One more time. Inhale to lift. And exhale to lower. Now something a little more challenging. You can walk your feet in slightly closer together, but not all the way touching. Cross your right ankle on top of your left thigh. And give yourself, again, that same push. Lift up with your pubic bone. Try pushing down through your left foot. Okay, keep your hips level. If you let your right knee drop away from you, you might notice a different kind of hip flexor stretch. Take a breath in here at the top as you squeeze your left glute. Exhale, slowly lower your spine down, followed by your hips. Keep your ankle active on top, the right one, dorsiflex. Inhale again, push into your left foot. Keep that opening in your hips. We're warming up the glutes so that we can stretch them later. Exhale, roll it down. 2 more times. Inhale, lift up your hips. Keep your low back long. Exhale, slowly lower. Last one. Really working on integrating both hips up at the same time, keeping them level. Same thing when you come down. Notice if you can get both hips down at the same time. Then you can keep this figure 4. Just bring it all up towards your chest. Reach your right arm through that hole and your left arm around your thigh. You can hold onto your hamstring and do a little rock from side to side. Use your right forearm to push your right thigh down and away from you to feel more into this right outer butt. Don't worry, this is just the start. You can make it a double whammy and lift your left heel towards the sky. Maybe you feel more into your hamstring and you can circle out your ankles, both directions. And then bend your left knee if it's straight. Release your grip. Put your left foot back down. Lower your entire lower body, your legs down to the left. It'll pick up on your right hip. You'll feel a little twist in your spine. Notice what you feel in your outer hip or your inner thighs, your right shoulder. You can gaze over at your right hand if that feels okay for your neck. Just breathe into this twist, super easy, mellow. One more right here. And use your core, your exhale, to pull your legs back up into the center. Uncross your right ankle, give your knees a hug and a squeeze. You can rock from right to left first, massaging into your low back again. And then plant your feet down. This time we're crossing the left ankle on top. Keep your ankle active in dorsiflex already. Start working on lowering your knee down towards the floor and away from your shoulders. Use your arms to help you as well. Take a breath in and exhale. Okay, we're gonna lift on the inhale. Breathe in, come all the way up. Level out your hips as best as you can. Exhale slowly, lower down one notch at a time. Make it quiet and smooth. Inhale to lift, push down through that foot. Feel the openness in your hip. Exhale, slowly lower. We've got two more. Breathe in to lift up. Notice the openness, the strength on the backside. Exhale, roll it down. Last one. Make it the best one yet. Smooth with your breath, with your body awareness. And exhale, peel it down. Awesome. Keep your legs the way they are, but just hug it all the way up towards your chest. You're gonna hold onto your hamstring. Rock from right to left as you keep moving the left knee and thigh away from your chest. But you're still pulling your ankle towards you by using your right side. You can stay right there, right in the middle, or you can kick your leg up towards the sky. Circle out your ankles. Notice the stretch you feel on both sides of your shin. Rotate it the other way. You take it up to the sky. Nice. Then you can bend your knee, plant your foot down, let go of your legs. Let your legs fall to the right slowly, mindfully with your back. Your left hip will pick up. Your left hand will also go out to the side so you can get more of this in a spinal twist. Look over to your left and breathe. Just two more right here. Last one, breath in. Use your exhale to pull your belly in, to pull your legs back up towards the sky and uncross. You can pull both of your knees in towards your chest, rock side to side. You can separate them or circle them any way you like. But while we're here, we're going to try this last hip opener just to warm ourselves up. You're going to cross your right thigh all the way over your left, just like you would if you were sitting in a chair. So if you turn me over, I would look like I'm sitting in a chair with my legs crossed. You're going to keep your heels close towards your butt as best as you can. If your ankles feel out of reach, that's okay. Just start at your knees and start to slide down as far as you can go. And if you have to pick up your head and your chest to get there, that's okay. Then try lowering your head down. Kick your ankles out wide now and just pull in towards your chest. You should feel this one on your right hip, maybe a little on the left, maybe in the groin. You can rock side to side, but this is helping to keep your spine as neutral as possible while seeing, like, is this really a hip tightness or is this a low back thing? Try to point your tailbone down, 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 keeping that little tunnel in your low back. You'll feel more that way. Start to warm up your biceps for 3, 2, and 1. You can release that. Go ahead and take your legs all the way up towards the sky. You can hold onto your hamstrings again and just circle out your ankles one more time. You can bend and straighten your knees. You can again take them wide and circle them out. Then we'll try the other side. Left thigh crosses over the right. You want to get them as tight and connected as possible. So there's like no light or air that can seep through your thighs. You can curl up, pick up your head, grab as low as you can on your shin bones, and then kick your ankles wide with a little ankle dorsiflexion. So they should be active. You can point them down. That's also a way to keep them active. And then pull everything up towards your chest. Notice what you feel. Each side can be very different depending on how you use your legs throughout the day. How you sit, leaning over onto one side when you drive in a car, when you sit at your desk, even sitting on a couch. If you tend to stand on one hip with the other jutted out. Totally depends. If you've had injuries before, it all has a slight impact on you. Gently let all of that go. This time, take your knees out wide and hug on the inside of your thighs. Okay, you can give yourself a little rock from left to right. Just like you did before, you're going to keep your spine as neutral as possible, but kick your heels out and away from you. So kind of from a diagonal look, it's like a frog shape. So your heels aren't in towards your center. They're not up towards the sky like happy baby. They're kind of down and away from you, and you're just using your arms as leverage to hug and hold. Notice how those inner thighs feel. We're going to start to activate them when you hug your legs in together. Hook your hands onto your hamstrings. You can start to pump your legs forward and back along your spine. Start to rock and roll a few times, noticing your low back. Keep your chin tucked in. And once you get all the way up into a seat, you can sit up really tall, knees soft. We're going to scooch the tailbone, or not the tailbone, but the butt cheeks out of the way so that the tailbone can root down. If you need to sit on a block to get your pelvis up higher, if you have tight hamstrings, that's a great way to go. Okay. Active through the feet, just like as if you were standing. Take a deep breath in and pick up your heart, pick up your arms. Exhale, take a forward fold, a big dive down towards your legs. And just relax your head. Don't worry about how folded in you are. If you are up here and you're not even able to grab your toes, it's okay. We're going to hang out here for a few rounds of breath. That's all I want you to focus on is your breath, your body receiving your breath, and just you using gravity in this moment. What else can you let go of? The tension in your spine or the backs of your legs. Watch yourself stretch and move and adapt with your breath. Take 2 more. And then breathe in, rise up in your spine, rebuilding slowly. You can cross your ankles and rock over your shins onto all fours, or you can take your shins over to one side, come over onto a hip, and just land here on all fours. Let's tuck the toes under when you get there and take your time pulsing in and out of a little foot stretch. Notice what you feel on the soles of your feet, on the inner and outer. Sometimes I push down, hips to heels, and I rock my feet out and in, out and in to really feel what's going on in each line with each toe, right? You have different lines going on. And just hang out there while you work on opening up your palms and feeling the strength of your hands. Start warming up your shoulders even, working into them slowly by rotating your body on top of them or rolling them around. And then finally, let's get back up to this strong tabletop shape. Take a breath in and push the ground away as much as you can. And then let yourself sink down and in. So with the elbows straight, we're pushing down and then lowering your chest down. So it should feel like your shoulders are separating across your back, shoulder blades wide. And then when your chest is closest to the ground, your shoulder blades are being squeezed together. Try that a couple times, getting warmed up there. Usually it's the muscles that pull our shoulder blades together and down that kind of get sore throughout the day, or maybe because they're not used very often because we have issues with our posture, they can get irritated. So let's try warming them up first. Again, rolling the shoulders around. If you feel like you can activate that, try it out. And then slowly sit your hips back on your feet, either with your toes curled under, or if you like stretching the tops of your ankles, you can sit just flat on your feet. Okay, I'm going to kind of show you from an angle. Take a deep breath in and reach all the way up towards the sky. And exhale and take your arms out in front of you. For this one, we're going to go left arm up and over. So we're crossing them. And then twist your hands so they're facing each other and your palms can touch each other. That's like the easiest way I can explain it. Take a breath in and lift your palms all the way up towards the sky as best as you can, taking a small arch in your back. When you breathe out, push into your hands. Feel this little doming out in your spine. Let your chin fall towards your chest. You should feel spaciousness right in your upper mid back. The more you push, the more you should feel as if you're separating them. Try it again. Breathe in. Just relax your shoulders down. You could bend the elbows and let yourself peek through this little window. And then when you exhale, reach your fingertips forward, round into your spine, chin towards your chest. Try 2 more like that. Breathing in. Elbows can go wide, palms together. Exhale, try it out this way. Actually, let's come all the way up. You can release your grip, circle out your wrists. Let's try the other side. So right arm will be on top and your thumbs will be facing down, palms together. Maybe it feels different for you. Try it. Inhale, lift the arms up, play with straight elbows or bent elbows. Exhale, and again, push and round. This one for me feels awkward. Again, inhale, lift up, elbows out, chest proud. Exhale, round it all in. Let's hold it right here and just breathe. Into the back body, into the pressure into the hands. Maybe your palms are starting to sweat. Maybe your heart feels like it's beating faster. Good. On your breath in, release your hands. Come all the way up onto your knees. Open up through your hips once more. Exhale and take a slow dive down with your hands so you land in your tabletop shape. Step yourself all the way back to a plank pose, or you can just walk your knees out so you're in a modified plank. Take a big breath in, keeping your hips in alignment with your knees and your shoulders. Push that ground away and feel the upper body strength. Notice the eyes of your elbows, so those slits in your elbows, right? Send them forward. Keep your chin off your chest. Think length in your tail and in your crown, all the way through your spine. One more big breath in. Exhale, slowly lower all the way down to your belly. Once you get to the floor, untuck your feet so they're flat now. Take your elbows out, or elbows out and up, and fingers out off and wide off your mat. Holy smokes, my tongue cannot speak. Inhale, so to lift up your head, your chest, getting as much extension as you like. Then slowly dip your right shoulder down so you're getting a slight twist. Look over to your left. Inhale, come back up through the center. Exhale, dip your left shoulder down, getting to the front of your chest. One more time each side. Inhale, peel up, push into your fingers. Exhale, and dip your right shoulder down. Inhale, come back up through the middle. Exhale, left shoulder down. Then breathe in, come back to the center. Push down into your hands flat. You can keep your hands really wide. I want you to feel this length in your legs. Point out through your toes and keep them glued down into the ground. Notice your low back. When you push down into your pubic bone so your waistband lifts up. You can keep your chin off your chest. Stay for one more breath. Arms strong. Exhale, bend at your elbows. Slowly roll yourself down. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Pick yourself up. Let's tuck your toes. Find a downward facing dog. Hips towards the sky. You can walk your feet in. Come to about hip width distance apart with your feet and shoulder width distance apart with your hands. Begin to walk out your dog slowly. Feeling your calves this time. Feeling out your shoulders again. Cool. So for this one, let's stay settled. Knees bent, heels really heavy. Push down into your hands as much as you can. And instead of sending your chest like back and hammocking into your spine and your shoulders, try to keep a little engagement, like you're pushing down into the ground and letting your shoulder blades click into place on your back. I want you to feel like your armpits are hollowing out. You get more of an activation in your lats than anything else. Keep your low ribs pulled in. Your breath is still coming large into your lungs. Shake out your head. If it got heavy and you're carrying it, let it go. And then you can bend your knees if you need to. Start to walk your hands back towards your legs. You can grab the blocks at the back of your space, put them underneath your shoulders. Take a breath in, find a halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, bend your knees, begin to build your spine all the way up to stand. And take a reach all the way overhead. Exhale, hands in towards your heart space. Let your thumbs touch your sternum. If you can hold so still that you can feel your heartbeat on your thumbs. You can again hear your breath. Connect with it all. We'll just flow for a quick second. Take a breath in, send your prayer all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, soft knees, half fold. Inhale, take a lift so your spine is parallel with the floor. Exhale, let it all go down into your fold. This time, push into your feet, breathe in, reach wide or in front of you, all the way up overhead. Exhale, hands in towards your heart. One more time with a half sun sal. Inhale, take your arms overhead. Exhale, use your core, use your hamstrings to slow your weight down as you fold. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Energize all the way up in your back body. Feel your shoulder blades click. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Take a big reach. Exhale, hands in towards your heart space. Perfect. Now let's take the right foot forward. Bring your blocks with you. Left foot will stay back. Keep your hips pointing to the front. Right hand will stay on your hip. Your left arm will reach up towards the sky. Take a breath in. Think proud chest. Exhale and fold yourself over. So your hand will reach for the block. You can play with the block height, letting your hips go down. You'll feel your hamstrings, and potentially if you want to play more with your own body here, I like just moving my tailbone from right to left, letting my hip open on the left and letting it drop down. So just like you were doing with your shoulders like this earlier, rolling them around. It's kind of like moving your pelvis on top of your right hip, your right thigh bone. Play with it. Breathe with it. Give you a few more moments. Maybe you try dropping your head down for the last breath. And try this twist. Breathe in and lift your spine to parallel with the floor. I like the highest or medium height on the block for this. Keep your left hand glued down underneath your shoulder, right hand to your low back. Breathe in and find that spacious spine. Exhale and twist to the right. Open up your chest. Notice if your left hip wants to drop down. Can you keep picking up that hip crease so that your sacrum stays neutral right underneath your back? Then you can reach your right arm up towards the sky or take a couple of circles with your arms. You can go in either direction, whatever feels good for you. Should feel like a big outer hip stretch too if you let that left hip drop down. Take one more big breath in. And exhale, lower your right hand down to the block. Now pick up your left heel and you can scooch it back as far as you need to. Bend into your right knee. I just scooched my right foot forward too. I want you to stay in this little dippy lunge. Take a breath in and pick your chest up. Exhale and push down into both of your legs and your hands. Fold it down into this long pyramid. Again, inhale, bend into your right knee, lift up your chest, keep your left leg active, knee off the floor if you can. Exhale, pull your hips up, head down, heel down on the back. One more time, inhale, lift up your heart, open up your chest. Exhale, fold it down. Now breathe in, lift up your heart, bend your left knee, take a big step all the way up to the top. Inhale, find a halfway lift. Exhale and fold. If you let your hands come to a surface, try bending into one knee at a time. Maybe you feel a difference. This is like intermission. Bend into your knees. Slowly roll up or engage with a strong spine. Come to stand. Exhale, hands at your heart. Take a bonus breath in through your nose. Open mouth, exhale. Bring your hands to your hips. Step your right foot back. You're going to go wide with these stances, right? So in your hips forward. Your left hand will stand near your hip. Right arm reaches towards the sky as you breathe in. Feel the length in your legs, your arm, your spine. Exhale, fold yourself down. Reach for your block. Put it underneath your shoulder. Take the right hand to the block if you want to too. And again, move your pelvis on top of your left hip. I like to think of this as flossing for my body. You can keep your right heel glued down. And you can let the ankle move. See how that feels. Hang out at your spot for another breath or two. Relax your neck, relax your jaw. And then put your block underneath your shoulder on the right side. Left hand will come to your sacrum. Let's try to level out the hips first just to feel this. Take a breath in, think long spine again. Exhale and twist from your upper chest. So your hips shouldn't change underneath you if you're working on this spinal twist. You can, again, play with the reach overhead or the full arm circles. You can let the right hip drop down and really intentionally stretch your outer left hip while you peel your heart open. Take one more big breath in. Exhale, release that block or the hand down to the block. And then pick up your right heel. Do a little scooch, scooch, scooch of your foot. Maybe the left one needs to move too. Okay, come up to the highest height of your blocks if that helps you out. Settle into your hips. Your shin is perpendicular with the floor. Take a breath in and pick up your heart. Exhale, hike up your hips. Use your core to do that. Let your right heel dip down as your head falls towards the floor. Again, breathe in, bend into your left knee, stay rooted through your foot. Big open, broad chest, feel your hip flexor. Exhale, hips high, legs strong, fold in. Let's do it 2 more times. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hips up, head down. Last one. Inhale, let your hips stay buoyant. Exhale, hike it all the way up. Then breathe in, look forward, bend into your left knee, bend into your right knee. Take a little walk, couple of steps up towards the top of your mat. Inhale, find that halfway lift again. Exhale to fold. Now place your hands down to the floor, bend into your knees, come all the way down onto your shins. You can cross your ankles, work your way back, or you can swivel them around. But we'll do one of my favorites again. Okay, this is a modified double pigeon, or you can take double pigeon if that's in your practice, otherwise known as fire log. So we'll start with the left ankle out in front of you first, followed by the right shin in front. So when you look down, it kind of looks like a little triangle. See that? Okay, I don't know if it's too dark or not. And if this is in your practice, you can sneak your heel up over your left knee. The right knee and thigh might stay elevated, that's okay. But if it falls flat, that's kind of what it looks like. It looks like 2 stacked fire logs. Okay, take a breath in, pick up your chest. Your body's ready for this. Exhale, fold it down. We've prepped it. You can stack your blocks out in front of you to relax your head down. Good. 3 big breaths here. Sigh it out. With no rush whatsoever. I know it's a slow process for the hips. Start to walk yourself up. Scooch the blocks out if you need to. Lean back to do the uncrossing and to do any of the counter poses with knees knocking in, as many as you need. And then we'll try the right shin down first, followed by the left out in front or the left on top of the right thigh. And we want to make sure that we're not hanging on any ligaments on the outer foot and ankle, so keep your ankles really active. Take a breath in, and breathe out. Imagine you're keeping that little tunnel in your low back. Maybe one side you don't go as far. That's okay. All of these postures are here to help you find your edge of discomfort. It's like you're kind of reaching, if you were in a bubble, for those borders of your comfort zone. We sneak to the edge to get acclimated and to be able to process these things, process the feelings, the sensations, the thoughts, all of it. Usually what we can find is that we can breathe and we can survive in the discomfort. And then after that comes growth. You find more space. Use one of the next few breaths to slowly rise, getting yourself back into a state of comfort, perhaps. Take your feet out in front of you. You can shake the legs, give them a flex and a relax. And then make your way slowly onto your back. With your hips in the middle of your spot, hands can come onto your hamstrings if you need to. Slowly walk yourself down all the way to your back. Give yourself a hug and ask yourself if there's anything else that your body wants or needs. Is it just a squeeze? Is it legs up, legs out and wide? Happy baby. Give that to yourself. And when you're ready, you can take your legs into a comfortable place for you to rest. Bring your arms to a comfortable place where you can rest and push into the back of your head so your shoulder blades can slightly come together. So your chest stays open. I want you to pretend like you have some, not restraints, but more like a weighted blanket, something of comfort over your entire body. Take a deep breath in. And an open mouth exhale. Let your tongue hang back in its cave, off of your teeth. Maybe your lips separate. And let your eyes go heavy. Relax your breath into any rate it wants to go in. Listen to the thoughts, listen to the sensations, the feelings, and let them pass through. I'll call you out when it's time, or you can just count out 8 deep breaths to yourself. Stay longer. Let my words just wash over you. Be in your body, in your breath. Or connect back by taking deeper and then more intentional breaths in. Staying in your body, moving intuitively. Can you add movement that leads you potentially to a full body stretch? Or a nice hug in one more time. Slowly roll over onto one of your sides, left or right, doesn't matter. But take a pause right here. And just think of one thing you're grateful for from today. Maybe it's this entire body that carries you through life. Maybe it's the time to just be with yourself. Hold on to the gratitude lift yourself up into a seat so you can take it off your mat with you. Sit up tall, eyes gently closed or taking in slight light. Take your hands in towards your heart space. We'll close this practice with the breath together. Take an inhale through your nose and an open mouth exhale. Again, check in with that beating of your heart, with your thumbs on your sternum, finding a little gratitude for yourself. Thank you for showing up. As always, from my heart to yours. Namaste.